Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell from the title of the video, we're gonna be stancing the GR Corolla. I'm excited about this because as you can see, the fitment on here isn't the best. I do have this lowered on the Sportline eye-box springs, so it's a 2-inch drop all the way around. With this wide body, with the GR Corolla, I think the factory on the back has like a 10 or a 12 millimeter. We're gonna be deleting that and adding a bigger one so you can see the fitment here. I'm gonna have a little side-by-side here in this video so you guys are gonna be able to see the comparison between the before and after. So don't worry about pausing the video right now just to check the fitment, because I will have a better shot of that later on. But this thing is going to look 10 times better, and I'm excited to show you which kit I went with. And if you guys want to pick up these wheel spacers, I'm going to leave a link in the description so you guys can go over and check that out. If you guys do buy off that link, it does help me out, so I do appreciate that. Also, I'll be linking the lug nut kit so you don't scratch your wheels up. I think I bought that at Harbor Freight, but I'll try to find something very similar on Amazon. That's definitely a good kit to have so that you don't scratch the inside of your wheels up when you're taking them off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the wheel spacer kit that you're going to be getting, and what you're going to want to do is just spin these off, because that's how they send them out whenever they ship them. So this is made with a T6 grade aluminum, very durable. This is going to be the 15 millimeter set. So these wheel spacers are going to be the factory 5x114.3, and the studs are going to be a 12x1.5. The center bore on these is the factory 60.1 millimeters. I am running the stock end keys, and I believe the BBS stock wheels are the same exact offset, center bore, and everything. What you're going to get in this kit is going to be 2 wheel spacers, and you're going to get the conical bolts that are going to go on the studs. But the way this is going to work is you're going to take your wheel off of your car, and the factory studs are going to go right in these holes here. And you just want to make sure, depending on the size that you get for the wheel spacer, the factory studs can poke through here just a little bit, and you definitely want to make sure that they're not going to impede and hit the factory wheel, because if that's the case, these will not sit 100% flush on, and you do not want to run that. So in some instances you will have to trim the stud, but with these 15s you are not going to have to. And if you stay further in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, because when I take the factory wheel off, you'll see what I'm talking about. So my other set here is going to be 25 millimeters, and you can see a comparison here with the 15 and the 25. These babies are a lot bulkier, and we're going to be taking off the factory wheel spacer in the rear. Don't forget to do that. You definitely don't want to stack 2 wheel spacers in a row. That's not going to be good, and nobody's going to advise that. So without further ado, let's go slap these on. Okay, so in this video, you're going to need 21 millimeter to get off the factory lug nuts, and then the ones in the kit are going to be a 19. Now, I'm going to link something like this if you guys are interested in getting something like this. This is from Harbor Freight. I'll find something similar on Amazon, but these are little plastic covers to make sure that you don't scratch the insides of your wheels whenever you're taking them off. So this kit's really nice, has a bunch of different options. Like I said, I'll find something on Amazon similar, but this is really good to use, especially if you have nice wheels or you powder coat them, don't want to scratch them up. Now that you see what the wheel spacers look like up close, let's get started and throw these on. Alright, so this is what I was talking about on the inside of the wheel. So you can see this is where the studs go through all the way, and there's actually a little bit of a recess next to each one of these, and this is going to be where the wheel spacer goes. So it's not that much space, probably, if I had to take a guess, probably like 10 millimeters of play to 12 possibly, where the stud can go through before it actually touch the wheel. Now, if your stud does touch this wheel and you can't tighten it all the way, you do not want to run those, because that's pretty dangerous, as you could probably guess. But that's just what I wanted to show you, that you do have room there, so these will work because they don't stick out that much. Now, if you're running like a 5 millimeter, possible you may have an issue. I can't verify that it'll work or not, but I know that these 15s will work. We're filming this during rush hour, so you may hear some cars in the back. You do want to take a wire brush or sandpaper around this. For some reason, I can't find any. I don't know why. Anyway, after you do that and clean that surface, we're going to put this on. Appears like it's a perfect fit, and then we're kind of just going to center it up to the bolt, and we're going to take the conical nuts that they provided. These are actually going to be a 19. To take the actual bolts off initially is a 21. Then we're gonna tighten them up with a 19. And these are gonna get torqued down from 75 foot-pounds to 80 foot-pounds. So after we get these hand tight, we're gonna torque them down. And like I was saying before, you can see how the bolts are sticking out from the spacer, but we know that we have a recess in the back of the wheel and that shouldn't touch at all. And we're gonna set our torque wrench to 80 foot-pounds. Definitely wanna make sure that your car is in gear, not in neutral. I was almost ready to throw that wheel back on. I just remembered now would probably be a good time to rotate the tires while I have a chance. So I just jacked it up a little bit more. We're gonna take the back wheel off, throw it up front. All right, and that 100% sits flush. Woo! Attacked by a lanternfly again. Make sure to torque these down whenever the car is dropped. Now when you get to the rear, you're gonna notice there's a spacer already on here, and it looks like it's held on by maybe a 6mm Allen key. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off, and this should be able to come off pretty freely after that. But you definitely don't wanna put a wheel spacer over that. At least I wouldn't recommend it. All right, so at this point, you're gonna take a 5mm Allen key to take off that little bolt. All right, so we're gonna take the 5mm Allen key. This thing is not tight at all, so just break it loose with your hands. Spin it off. Come right off. Just a little side-by-side comparison of what we're taking off versus what we're putting on. There's a huge difference, and if I had to guess, I would say this is a 10mm right here. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, if you wanted to save some money, you could just put a 20mm in the back, take this one off the back, the 10, and put this in the front. Now we're gonna take the 25mm and toss this on. Okay, we want to get this as centered as we can on here and then tighten it down by hand. And then same thing, we're going to be torquing this down to 80 foot-pounds. You want to make sure your e-brake is on. About to drop this for the first time. Ooh, hey. Looks so good. Jeez, that looks fire. Wow. All right, we just finished the other side. Front and rear, everything's torqued down. I need to go for a quick drive just to make sure that the suspension settles in before I do one more shot, because the other side spring definitely didn't settle and it looks like it has like a 1/2 inch gap, and I know it's not supposed to be there. Drive down the road and then we'll take a quick walk around. All right, we just got back from the drive. Everything's settled in. This looks absolutely amazing in my opinion, okay? Just to be clear, I did a quick spin down the road and I'm already rubbing now in the front. So not a good thing or bad thing, I'm not sure. I don't really care much as long as the fender doesn't turn into some bacon fender, and it's more just a concern about like chipping paint and rust. I know in the back this is plastic, so even if you do rub it, you can honestly just replace that piece. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Again, it's like OEM plus, same style that I continue to go for in the theme of this car, but that looks pretty good. I know that I can verify on the Eibach Sportline spring kit, I did track the car and I didn't rub at all. So with a 15mm spacer up front, definitely rubbing, just going over bumps now. So that's just something to keep in mind. I am going to drive this through some back roads and I'll let you guys know in the comments section if this thing is rubbing any more in the rear, if I'm having any damage. But again, that's 15mm in the front and we got a 25 in the back. And I do like how it's black, because I know on the rear the factory one was silver, so it stood out pretty subtle. It doesn't really stand out too much. and you can see that thick boy in the rear. It looks like we have a little bit of poke in the rear. Definitely nothing crazy. You could do more, you could do less. But again, it's all preference. Take a look through the top. I am cambered at -2, so I do have everything's adjustable in the front and the rear for me. And if you want to learn how to get your camber adjusted, I'll leave a link in the video of a couple parts that you're going to need. Front tire doesn't look like it's poking past the fender much at all, but I have to give this pretty much a 10 out of 10 as of right now. Most people will throw spacers on their car to make it look better, give your calipers a little bit more clearance, and ultimately it's going to give you a lot more stability in the front because you are widening the stance. So when you see yourself track driving or doing some back roads, spirited driving, you should actually see an increase in handling, and this thing looks absolutely amazing. Thank you for sticking with me this far in the video. I'm going to link a side-by-side of what these spacers look like before and after. So enjoy this and make sure you subscribe. That's it for today's video. Make sure that you smash the like button and subscribe for some more GR Corolla content, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.